welcome back to Big Time Fantasy Football. As always, you got Zach, you got Nick here. Who else would you need? So today we got another video for you. Today we wanted to update our rookie rankings. We haven't done it since pre-draft, so we wanted to get out a fresh one. Just now that we have landing spots and not too much chatter, but the early rookie OTAs chatter. We took that into account a little bit as well. So getting in straight into it. But first, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe. We just hit our 50 subscriber mark, so we're taking off, and we appreciate every one of you, and we appreciate every one of you that are going to subscribe from this video. So thank you for that. But Nick, you want to start them off with the top of our S tier here?
Yeah, top of our S tier, we started with Caleb Williams as our number one rookie. I know, big shocker. He has supposedly been the best QB prospect we've seen in a long time. He went to the Bears, which is a great situation. They're loaded receiver talent. I know in the past the organization hasn't done great in developing quarterbacks, but besides that, it's a great situation, one of the best we've seen in a while for a rookie quarterback to go to, especially the 101. And yeah, he's definitely cemented in this A tier.
Yeah, like you said, one of the better situations that you could possibly ask for, being a number one overall pick. Easily top 5 wide receiver room in the league right now. So great situation to be stepping in for. So he has every chance to succeed. It's just up to him now. Next guy is everyone else's, number 2, Marvin Harrison Jr. Great receiving talent, all around talent, can do it all. Going to a historically above average offense with the Cardinals. And, now that Kyler's back for a full season, he should be able to be looking in full stride here. So great pickup for that offense. He's going to be their go-to, their number one guy. So, and Kyler likes to force feed his top receiver. So that'll be great for Marvin Harrison. And we didn't mention yet, but we're doing our rankings are half PPR, super flex league. So usually starting 2 quarterbacks, obviously. So obviously all the quarterbacks will get a bump up from there. But top of the A tier, we went with one of me and Nick's favorite guys in this draft process, Jaden Daniels. Should basically be a week 1 starter. They're saying he looks great in camp. Obviously, they say that about almost everybody, but they're saying a lot about him, so maybe it's true. Who knows? But dual threat guy and the Superflex, that's great to have. He can use his arms, use his legs. Got the draft capital. He's going to be a starter for at least 3 years there, even if he looks terrible. So great guy to go after there.
Yeah, and I think it's something to be said about Cliff Kingsbury being there as the offensive coordinator. I think he really gets a bump up from that, and the receiver room is pretty good with Terry McLaurin, always been a talented guy, Jahan Dotson, a young guy. So yeah, we love Jaden Daniels. And getting into the next guy, round out this A tier here, we're going with Malik Neighbors, guy that's definitely talented, can make all the catches. There's already been a few videos of him making crazy catches in training camp. There's really zero competition in that receiver room as far as being the wide receiver 1 there. Darren
Especially
Waller
with
just
now. I mean, there's so
yeah
many. No one
yeah
has to catch
he
the
was
ball.
really his biggest threat for competition. We'll see if Daniel Jones takes a step up this year. If not, I do see them getting a top quarterback talent in next year's draft if Danny Dimes doesn't work out. But he is definitely a guy that I want on my roster. Great rookie there. So getting into our.
Just real quick about Neighbors. This is the lowest his value is going to be. He's an insane talent. Like you said, if they do bad, then they're getting a new quarterback, which will be an upgrade. But either way, they're going to force feed him the ball, and he's my favorite receiver prospect. But I'll let you get into the B tier here.
Yeah, starting with the B tier, we have Drake May and JJ McCarthy and Rome Odunze. 3 guys that they're very very talented coming out, but as far as their situation and their limited potential, we have them a little bit lower than these top tier guys. But Drake May, he went to the Patriots, probably the worst situation for a quarterback to come out this year. Patriots aren't really known for developing their receiving room, so as far as getting them, getting his weapons, he doesn't have too many there. Pop Douglas popped off last year in certain points. Besides that, they have a lot of rookies. So we'll see if they can develop. We'll see if Drake May can limit some of his silly mistakes that we saw in college. and become that guy. But yeah, you want to talk about
Yeah, I
JJ
mean, and
next?
if there was like a B plus or A minus tier, I think that would kind of be more so where Drake May would fit. He's another he can run, and he has a strong arm, but just unpolished and in a not great situation. So we'll see, where that goes there. Um, yeah, JJ has a chance to be a starter right away. So we'll see where he goes. He's talked about like one of those guys with a limited ceiling, but should have a decent floor. Um, Good receiver room there, between Addison and JJ. Good pass catchers. Um, yeah, Nadunze going you know to the crowded wide receiver room, but should free up some space in the next couple of years after Keenan Allen's out. So yeah, and I'm gonna go straight into the top of the C tier, unless you got something else to say about those guys. We got Brock Bowers, top tight end prospect we've seen in a while. They went out and got him, early first round. So yeah, then we got Jonathan Brooks and Brian Thomas, top running back in this class. Top tight end followed by top running back. Brooks is someone I like. Don't love the landing spot being there and there with the Panthers, but and it's going to take him a while probably to come on the scene due to his injury. But I think he'll get it figured out as the season goes and just keep looking better and better, and then he'll only have increased value. Even if he has a bad season this year, I think his value is pretty insulated with the fact that he's coming off a major injury. You can say you can always use that. So good guy to try to go get. And then Brian Thomas, one of the bigger risers for me at least, from pre-draft to where we are now. The landing spot. He has a chance to be the wide receiver one there. B, I mean, probably not the wide receiver one. I mean, Kirk probably has that locked up, but a solid wide receiver two. And then just hearing Trevor Lawrence just rave about him so far, it's a good showing for him. Good signs for Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah, and I think with Brian Thomas, back to the wide receiver one comment, I think Christian Kirk will definitely lead in receptions, but since Brian Thomas is a deep guy, I think he could be the overall leader in yards and possibly touchdowns. Um, I think just the big playability and his talent matched with Trevor's arm, I think that they can do a lot of good things. And Brock Bowers, definitely someone pre-draft we had him higher. We would have put him probably up a tier. But the Raiders landing spot, they just drafted a high tight end last year. Um, so just kind of not the best landing spot. Pretty much anywhere else he would have been higher for us, I think. But getting into the D tier, we started off with Lad McConkey, a guy that I know you love. It's a wide open receiver room there with the Chargers. New look offense with Jim Harbaugh coming in, and he's attached to a great young quarterback in Justin Herbert. So I think there's limitless potential there. And next we went with Xavier Worthy, another guy tied to an amazing quarterback. The offense should open up a little bit. We'll see what happens with Rashee Rice. I know they also added Hollywood Brown to get another deep target, stretch the field a little bit. But Xavier Worthy, another guy that's talented and could help that offense to take a step up this year.
Yeah. So Worthy, I think at least me for sure, a little lower on him than consensus, or maybe I'm just higher on the receivers behind him. Really, I think is really kind of a bigger thing. Obviously, like you said, huge on Ladd. There's obviously, since he got drafted, been talks that he has a chance to be the wide receiver one. Now you're hearing it from the camps, from the coaching staff through camps. So it's good. Something we already kind of knew, but good to hear as well from the coaching staff themselves. After Worthy, we got Trey Benson there. Someone that to really have meaningful touches this year for sure, possibly next year, thinking how things shake out, you would need an injury, from the starting running back there, from James Conner, which he's had injuries before. But yeah, if he does stay healthy, then I don't see Benson having much value right off the rip. There's kind of how I view him there, why we have him down here. And then going from there, we got Bo Nix, someone it's pretty exciting, pretty kind of almost polarizing, I would say, as a prospect. But again, another guy that he's a quarterback in a super flex type situation, and he has a chance to start, if not day one, then pretty close early in the season. And Sean Payton's not a guy that's typically you got to go out there and earn your spot as a rookie. They drafted him to be their franchise quarterback. I think he'll get out there really quick.
Yeah, yeah, I'm with you on that. And Bo Nix has had a lot of college starts. He has a lot of experience under his belt. I
And he
think
improved like
he's
he did. You can easily see from his early tape to his later tape how much better he looked. So
absolutely. So I think he's pretty much pro ready and ready to take over the reins of that offense. And then the other guy, Keon Coleman, someone that I'm high on, a guy that goes to a pretty bare wide receiver room. They got rid of Stephon Diggs, they got rid of Gabe Davis, and tied to Josh Allen. So a guy that's definitely they want him to sling the ball. An offense that's gonna be close to the red zone pretty often. So if he can be that wide receiver one for them, that'll be a huge step up for Keon Coleman. But yeah, getting
yeah,
into the next tier, I think these are guys that we also are pretty high on, but just we'll have to see how the opportunity shakes out and how they do. Starting with Michael Penix, um, he was drafted earlier than pretty much everyone expected to the Atlanta Falcons. No one thought the Falcons were going to take a quarterback, especially they just signed Kirk Cousins. But I do think Kirk is a great guy that he can learn under, sit maybe 1, 2 years, and then become that stud in the league, just like kind of like Jordan Love mold is what they were going for. But definitely a talented guy if he can stay healthy. And then followed up by A.D. Mitchell and Xavier Legette, two receivers that were talented in college. A.D. Mitchell goes to be the number 2 for Anthony Richardson and the Colts offense behind Michael Pittman. And Xavier Legette, who is, I think he's projected to be the 2 or the 3 in the Carolina Panthers offense, if you want to count Thielen as the 2. And then Deontay Johnson is there as well, soaking up targets. But you want to
yeah. I mean, if anything, looking at it now, I think I'd almost want to move Penix up. He's in a good situation. He gets to learn behind a guy and then kind of come into his own at his own pace. But yeah, Penix he's a talent for sure. Like these receivers here, there's obviously some guys at the bottom of the list here that we didn't just have room for, with the way, but it is a pretty deep class, so there's a lot of talented skill players here, like guys like Jalen Polk, Blake Corum, Troy Franklin, Malachi Corley, guys that we just didn't have room for. Pearsall as well. Um, Mostly receivers there, but yeah, just a great class. It's fun to see how they're going to shake out this year for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I love the talent. Finally, we get some fresh blood in fantasy. A lot of promising rookies. Um, like I talked about in a couple of videos prior, I think some of the older guys are going to age out a little bit, and this is going to be a big class. Like this class, 2021 class and 2020 class are going to be, I think they're going to be the stars in the future here for the next 5, 10 years.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely excited about these guys. Excited to see Lad go ball out there or make me look like a fool. He could be my what was his name? Who were we just talking about?
Kyle Pitt,
Uh, what's that? No, the
uh,
receiver I traded up for.
Traylon Burks.
Yeah, Burks. I'm trying to erase him from my memory, but Burks was the last guy I was super high on, like I am with Lad, and kind of landed flat on my face on that one. But Lad's different. I just know it, so I'm just gonna keep preaching from the
Uh,
rooftops about my man's Lad. I'm excited too because I live in LA out here, and both the Cowboys and the Chargers have their training camp around here. So I've been going to the Cowboys training camp every year, but this year I'm going to go check out the Chargers to see what they look at. Maybe try to make some type of video about it if you guys have been interested in that. Um, but yeah, excited to see Lad get out there and ball, and the rest of these guys, obviously, too. Overall, I think Neighbors is my favorite receiver. I know Marvin, has a better path to talent, but I think I'm really high on Neighbors, and obviously Lad for the 15th time.
yeah.
Uh, Worthy, the guy that I'm lower than consensus, I would say, or at least from where I see him drafted and how other people talk about him. I'm a little lower on a guy like that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Anything you kind of feel differently about than you're seeing from most other people?
Um, I think a lot of people see the gap between May and JJ is bigger than what I believe it to be. I, that I took JJ over Drake May in a rookie draft for our Dynasty league. got a lot of question marks for that one. But I just think the situation is really good in the Vikings. He has the best receiver in the league. And uh, he's also got Jordan Addison, Hawkinson's there, AJ or Aaron Jones can catch passes, and then the Patriots just their organization isn't known for developing receivers and developing guys as much, and they're a slower pace offense. So I think the gap is smaller than what people believe there, and I'm also a big Leggett guy. I'm high on him. So
Yeah, no. Sometimes I just get like really giddy and really excited out of nowhere for the season, and like doing this video, really, I'm just like shaking right now. I'm just so excited for the season to start. It's gonna be a great one. It's gonna be a great one, and we're gonna have a lot of great videos for it during it. So again, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe for us because we'll keep you updated out throughout the season. Right now, we've been doing mostly Dynasty content. Come the season, we're gonna probably start incorporating some redraft uh, content as well. So if you want either of those things, like I said, subscribe, be part of the Big Tom family. And yeah, thank you for tuning in if you stayed this long.
yeah, thanks for watching, guys.